I know what I'm about to tell you may sound like fake news because I'm going to talk about going against statistics, but bear with me, please, as there is a moral to the story. I want to talk about when I moved to Switzerland. And what happened to me is that when I arrived here as a mom of two young kids, one a baby of 2.5 months and a 2-year-old, is that everybody told me it's going to be more or less impossible for you to thrive here professionally as a woman, as a mom, as someone not speaking the language. And so what happens to a lot of women is that they hear that story, they look up the statistics, and they're immediately discouraged because it's true that statistics are against us foreigner moms here in Switzerland. There are a lot of people who have trouble thriving professionally, finding either a job or starting a company here. And yet, what's important when this happens is to look beyond these statistics. So yes, it is probably hard, but what you see a lot is that people use the same strategies and they don't work. So for example, the first thing that happens when you arrive here and you hear so many people tell you that it's impossible to find a job is you believe that, and you just already discourage yourself from even getting started to find a job. And the second thing that I saw a lot is that the people who were actively trying to get a job or thrive professionally in a different way is they would use very, I'm going to say, old-fashioned methods. Like they would just apply on jobs through LinkedIn, responding to jobs before they even knew people at the companies, which definitely decreases your chance of getting in, especially when you don't have a network here yet. So for me, I saw the statistics and then looked into like, what can I do to find my own path here, knowing that sending in job applications is probably not going to work. I also didn't want to have a regular job. I wanted to continue my coaching business that I already started in San Francisco. So for me, what I noticed is that I wanted to build a network first, and a network of people who knew me and trust me as a coach, because that's so important in my business. So I started actively participating in social media groups like the Facebook group Women Rock Switzerland, where I ended up meeting Nila, who is now my business partner, and we founded the Women's Hub together here. And even my work with the Women's Hub is of course also helping me to connect with other women. And I can now proudly say that yes, I have a thriving business here in Switzerland. I have actual Swiss clients, both individually and with Swiss companies, which is another myth that we foreigners will never be trusted by Swiss companies. But if you move back from that one a little bit, it's really just about building human connections. And if you approach a Swiss person already thinking that they're never going to work with you, then of course the way you interact with them is going to be very different. So always, when the statistics are against you, check your assumptions, check what other strategies that people that fall into the statistics use, and see how you can find your own unique path. It really, really helped me here in Switzerland, and I know it applies to many other situations. So if you're curious about how you can beat the statistics in anything that's being a challenge for you currently, feel free to send me a message. I'd love to hear from you, or check out my website arianna.com if you want to know more about my work and about how I can help you defeat or beat statistics.